So I think it can be a valuable exercise to sometimes look back at the art and that we've already created as a way to look for clues, to see if there are any sort of themes or threads that you want to re-pick up. So I often just get a pile of my sketchbooks and we'll just flick through them with a sort of sense of inquiry and interest and really paying attention to actually what is it that I like. And it might be that there's just a small passage in one of my sketchbooks that interests me, and then I'll think about why does it interest me. So I particularly like, for example, this square here, the kind of combination of the lines with the big washes of colour, the contrast. So I'm just sort of gathering clues and thinking about my own art making to see if there are things that I might want to revisit, to relook at. So I might even take photographs of the little passages or the little combinations or the colours or the materials that I find interesting, because it's this kind of jog, isn't it? And I think this is the wonderful thing about a sketchbook. It's like a pile of experiments and some of them work and some of them don't work, but it's like a filing cabinet, and it means that I can go back and think about the art that I've made previously and see if there's something that I'd like to take forward into my current art making. So for example, I look at this page of a sort of wonky vase, and to me I think, do you know, there's something interesting about the mix of pencil and felt tip pen with this kind of acrylic wash. So there's something here that I really like. And so I'm just reminding myself of like the materials and the ideas that I've had previously. And here is another old sketchbook, and you can kind of see where some of the ideas from my current work is coming from. I mean, even some of these marks are appearing in my current sketchbook. And there is a real sort of phase where I really enjoyed drawing on tracing paper, and actually that's something I might sort of revisit. So it's just thinking about these sorts of things and how I can kind of mine what's in my sketchbook, what I've made, you know, in years gone by. Think, how could is there something that still interests me? And, you know, often this is like a little pencil drawing of a lily, but this kind of black and white silhouettes on dark is something that kind of appears often. So I just flick through them and remind myself of what I have previously done, because I think there are sort of whispers of ideas that I could take forward. So for example, I quite like this square here. So I might even take some photographs of just the things that I want to remember and take forward into my art making. And this is you know, this is a technique I haven't used for a while, but I really enjoy it. It's wax crayon with watercolour over the top, and it's a sort of resist. And I really like the way it sort of creates all these bobbly marks. And then this is my current sketchbook. And you can see that some of the things from, you know, sketchbooks gone by are kind of reappearing, those marks that I talked about. So it can be a really useful exercise to go back, look at the artwork that we've created as a way to remind ourselves, what do we like, what are we interested in, what are we curious about, and not to lose those sorts of threads or ideas.